Welcome to another Business Spotlight, where we share insights, reflections, and pearls of wisdom from local business owners. My name is Kerry James. I'm a business coach and facilitator. And this morning on Business Spotlight, I'm delighted to welcome CEO of One Consulting, Mr. Steve Repton. Good morning to you, Steve, and great to have you on.
Hi, Terry. Good to meet you. Thanks for inviting me to take part. I'm really excited to share some insights with the local business community. So thanks very much. Pleasure to be here.
You're very welcome. I'm looking forward to hearing your journey. So let's start, Steve, if we may, with an overview, a little bit of history. How long has One Consulting been going, please? And what area do you specialize in?
One Consulting has been around since 2020. I was lucky enough to be asked to be the managing director of it back then. And essentially what we've done over the last 3 years is we've built a business, and I actually bought the business back in March 2022. And since then, we've been on a real journey of how we build, strengthen the business, bring new people in, and really shape our services to offer fantastic offer fantastic products and services to our clients. So our main core business is really around consultancy in social housing and local government, but we also work across different sectors. We've got charity clients as well and some private sector clients. But what it focuses on is really helping people to understand their business processes, strengthen them, identify where there's gaps and weaknesses, understand how they're doing things now, and really kind of providing assurance around service delivery, really. So helping people to shape new services, different ways of delivering their services, reducing waste, being more efficient, making best use of the workforce as well, and also making sure that people are happy in their roles. So a large part of our job is sharing knowledge and experience with staff within organisations around how they can deliver projects effectively. And by projects, it can be any project, but the ones that we focus on mainly are change and transformation projects, and that includes 3 elements, really. So that's really great people culture to drive projects forward and bringing people on a journey around business change. Having really robust processes in place to deliver services effectively, and giving people the tools and technology to do the job, so digital. So we blend those 3 things together in our consultancy services, and that generally starts with a service called Discover. So Discover is really where we will go in, we'll take a look, we'll get under the bonnet of an organisation, and we'll provide a view and an opinion and some guidance around what we think and what we found, to give exec teams a level of assurance around their kind of strategic decision making. So that's Discover. And then the next service is Navigate. So Navigate is really around helping people to deliver change and transformation effectively. So putting a governance wrap around that, using tools and methodologies that we've designed in-house that we know work, that through our experience of over 100 years between us, we've got really great experience of delivering projects and change effectively. So we've designed a methodology and a toolkit that's flexible enough to allow organizations to deliver change in a structured way, but allows that agility as well. So that's really cool. And then the third part of it is Advanced. So Advanced is really where we've helped people, we've got under the bonnet, we've helped people deliver, and then we play a supporting role then. So we train staff up in the methodologies, we train them up in the toolkit, and then we're there just as a critical friend. And the exciting thing that's coming along, hopefully by the end of the year, and it's currently in development, is we've systemized the change management process. So the tools that we've developed and the methodologies that we've developed around managing and delivering change, we've actually systemized that so that people can deliver change effectively, that there's accountability around it and transparency, and that it gives assurance teams and non-exec boards assurance that things like risks are being dealt with effectively, actions are being dealt with, money's being spent in the right way, and that resources are not wasted when they're delivering change programs. So that's essentially what we do in a bit of a nutshell. Yeah.
Sounds like you've described the DNA of your business. Is that right, Steve? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's our strapline, changes in our DNA. So that's that we've based our services around that: discover, navigate, advanced, and that's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Linked to the graphic, the circular graphic in your in your branding at the back there, I'm sure as well. Very good. So so tell us a little bit more. Social housing. I'm sure that's quite a complicated area in terms of structures. So who might be a typical client or organisation within that area, Steve?
Yeah, we've worked with many social housing clients. My background's social housing. I started in social housing when in 2006, and I worked for some really big housing providers. And I was fortunate enough to get involved in some really big transformation projects around digital and IT, because that's my background right from being 19 years old, really. And it's an area I'm really passionate about. But what happened, the path my career kind of went on really was I I was lucky enough to kind of accelerate my career through the ranks and ended up being a director, assistant director of transformation for a medium-sized kind of housing association who had 18,000 properties within the Northwest. And because I was at a leadership level, I was getting exposed to all kinds of different projects. So it wasn't just IT. I was responsible for HR, comms, governance, and IT. And I was getting involved in some projects that really helped to change people's lives. And that's when it clicked, really. That's when I was like, right, this is what I'm passionate about. I want to do work that helped to change people's lives. So I got involved in lots of projects where IT could underpin and enable some of that, but also it was really around business process. So how could we change our business service delivery models to actually improve the services that we give and make people happy and care for them in their homes? And that's what I'm passionate about. So when I took on the consultancy role, I was a bit fed up with consultants coming into me as a customer, charging loads of money, and not really delivering it in an old school way, a bit of a traditional consultancy way. And I thought we can take this and we can shake it up and we can do things totally differently. And really, our service is based on partnering with organisations through that change life cycle, to help them deliver really effective outcomes for the people that live in their properties or their residents or communities that they serve. So we do that in a number of ways through the DNA. Our typical client would be housing association, maybe up to 120,000 properties, really big organisations. Likewise, we've worked with smaller supported housing organisations that have got less than 1,000 properties, but their business processes need fixing because they're broken. So we're helping those organisations as well. We've got clients across the country. We're working with local authorities across Manchester as well, where we're redesigning teams and designing operating models for the future. So that's really looking at service areas. So it could be IT, it could be neighbourhoods, it could be repairs, any service area really, and really investigating and exploring how they deliver their services and looking at processes and then joining them up. Because what we find is we go into a lot of organisations doing really, really great work, but they're not doing it in a joined up way, and therefore there's a lot of waste. And people, customers are not happy, they're not satisfied. So therefore organisations are not meeting their key KPIs, or they may be at risk from a compliance point of view, and not viable as an organisation. So we go in and we help them understand that really, and then set them on a path to success around change, help them deliver it, which is it's really exciting. It's great.
So, Steve, you mentioned you started in 2020. Clearly, there's been a lot of environmental turbulence since then, with from lockdown, a lot of digital change, a lot of social change. How have all those trends and dynamics affected your business, would you say?
If I'm honest, it's not really affected us because we were able to work remotely anyway. We were able to deliver our services. We can be on site. It's always better to be on site and be with somebody. I think that's really important to strike up relationships. A large part of the work that we do is having great relationships with our clients so that they trust us to do the work. It's very, very difficult to do that via a virtual meeting when you first meet somebody. So that was a bit of a challenge around building trust with new clients. I think what we were able to do was continue to deliver our work, which was really, really fantastic. And to be honest, a lot of people needed our support through the pandemic anyway, because they didn't have the technology or the processes in place to actually deliver their work or their services remotely. So a good example of that was we did a piece of work for a housing association in the Midlands, and they were going through a change and transformation project that we were supporting them with. And it was a digital implementation of cloud technologies. And what we had to do was repurpose the project so that their contact center could work from home. And they could do it on a laptop. They had access to systems, but they didn't have access to telephony. So they couldn't leave the office, and they needed to deliver a 24/7 service to their residents. So we worked with them to get that contact center working from home within 2 weeks of the pandemic starting. That was a huge success. I think in terms of our business, it's really helped us to strengthen it, if I'm honest. I think we're used to working from home. I have clients across the country, in Ireland as well, and we're able to deliver the majority of our work remotely if we need to, or we want to, or they want us to. My consultants work up and down the country as well, so I think it's been in a strange way, it's been good for us. The flip side to that is being able to manage your team effectively, because they work remotely most of the time, and that just comes down to trust. So that's really recruiting the right people and recruiting people that you've got we have a great relationship in our team. We're a small team, we're really effective, and we all support one another, and we've got the tools and technology in place to do that, but likewise we meet up frequently as well.
Very good. So what about challenges in terms of where you are now, where you'd like to get to, Steve? What would you say are the main challenges to the business today?
Yeah, I think the challenge, well, there are always challenges in business. No one day is the same, which is absolutely what I love. I think the challenge for a growing business is really, really when you've got leaders who are getting sucked into delivering work and not getting time to actually work on the business itself. And that's one thing I've massively learned. So I've built a team around me now that can actually go and deliver work, and there's less dependency on me to do that, which is enabling me to strengthen the business, make sure that the business processes are all in place, make sure that we've got the systems in place. We're really fortunate. We're not an organization that does everything on an Excel spreadsheet. We've got all the systems, they're all integrated, and we've got as much automation as possible just to streamline our own business processes, really. So we kind of live by our mantra of helping organizations to streamline, reduce waste. Well, we do the same in our own business. The challenge for us now is really about getting the word out there about what we do and how we can help people. So we've brought in some younger people within the business, because I'm really passionate about developing younger people. It's one of our values. I always have been throughout my career. I think it's important to help people and support people to be the leaders of the future. So what we do is we have a development program where we bring in younger people who learn from the more experienced people in the team, and they're thriving and flourishing, which is absolutely amazing to see. It takes you away from doing your job sometimes, and you have to spend a lot of time with people to do that, but the outcome's greater because you gain loyalty, you gain trust, and people do a really, really great job for you. So that's a bit of a challenge for us at the moment that we're starting to overcome.
Very good.
Getting the word out there about who we are and what we do, because we're very active on LinkedIn. We don't really do much else than that, and I want us to do a bit more around raising our profile, really. So that's going to be the next part of the build process within our business.
Okay, and what about aspirations to apologize, I should have turned that off. What about aspirations for the business then, Steve? What sort of size and shape are you now, and where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
So we've had rapid growth over the last 12 months. So it's gone from strength to strength. We're really supporting people. We've got a kind of catch-22 situation whereby we do have a bank of what you call associate consultants that we can bring in support us, but my business model is not to use them. I'll only use people that I trust and people that I need to bring in if I need to. So it's very much a business model focused on employing people. And the reason for that is basically giving people jobs really and helping people in their careers and developing people. That's what I'm really passionate about. In terms of the size of our business, there's 7 of us at the moment. We've got an intention to grow to over 10 within this next 12 months. So we're in our second financial year. I see us by March 24, I see us with at least another 2 consultants. We've got a really strong pipeline of work, and people are now coming to us and asking us to do work for them, which is fantastic. My aspiration is that we've got we're seen as an organization that people want to come to because they know we'll help them, and they know that they will get a real quality outcome from the work that we do. Like I said before, I want to take consultancy and shake it up. I don't want to be a consultancy that just comes in, drops a report on somebody's desk, walks away, and it's cost a load of money. I don't want that. What I want us to be is a consultancy that's seen as a partner that helps people achieve some really, really fantastic outcomes. And we're getting there with that. We've got a fantastic reputation with the clients that we've got. We've got some brilliant case studies. We've just done a rebrand. We've just rewritten all our case studies and put them on our new website as well that we've just recently launched. And the next thing for us is to launch our change management SaaS solution. So I'm hoping that that'll come along by the end of the year, if not very early next year. And that's really going to be a game changer for the way that people deliver their change projects, really. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. That's going to be great.
Very good. So it sounds like you've been on I hope it's reasonable for me to conclude from your story, Steve, is that you've been on a relatively steep learning curve from your background specialism in the IT area, the digital area, to where you are now as a business leader. What would you say the main lessons you've learned in relation to business leadership as you've moved from MD to CEO of One Consulting?
How important people are, how important your team is. I've got lots of experience of leading teams within organizations that I've worked for in the past. When you run a business, it's a totally different ball game. So people have always been important to me. The culture, retaining great people, that's only as good as the person that's leading that organization. So for me, it's about having a team in place that you can shape, mold, that are loyal to you, that trust you. That has been the biggest learning point for me, really, has been around that. I suppose because, like I said, when you're doing it, working as a manager within an organization, or a director or a leader within another organization, you're paid employee, it's different than being a business owner. So for me now, it's really about our recruitment process. It's totally different. We don't just go out and interview somebody and give them a job, or interview them a couple of times. It's a relationship building exercise. So we get to know people pretty much like we do with our clients, really. It's all about relationships, and that's the most important thing for me. And if you've got great relationships, you've got a great culture within your organization, people will represent your organization in the best way possible, and that's what we built, and that's been fantastic. And it's amazing to see it continue to evolve as well as we bring new people in and we shape our business. So yeah, it's been brilliant.
That's great. And it sounds like you use your values. It sounds like they're well expressed and captured as part of your recruitment process as well. Is that fair to say, Steve?
Absolutely, 100%. Our values are massive. I think we live our values, and we truly do. A lot of people say it, but we do, and that's part of the recruitment process. Like I say, it's about getting to understand the person or people, rather than just thinking they're technically capable to do a job. You can teach somebody the technicalities around the role, and you can develop them around that. What you can't teach people really is behaviours and approaches, and that's what we look for when we're recruiting somebody. So that's the thing that I've learnt. And consultancy, the work we do is all about our people. So it's very, very important that we bring people in that want to come and work for us in the first place. It's pretty much I've always seen recruitment as a two-way process. It's not about wanting a job and an organization wanting somebody to come and work for them. It's a two-way process. It's about wanting to go and work for that organization as well. So you mentioned aspirations earlier. One of my aspirations is people coming to want to work for us, and we get people all the time contacting us saying, we'd love to come and work for you. We see what you're doing. You've got a really great presence on LinkedIn. Can we have a chat? So we start a relationship building process. And if we don't feel that people are the right fit for us, or won't fit our culture, then we won't employ those people. And likewise, if we do, we'll go through a process of really, really getting to understand that person before we offer a role with One Consulting. And I think that's really important. It's kind of a different approach really to recruitment.
Absolutely, and it's certainly an approach we encourage with our clients. So that's great to hear. So, Steve, it's been a pleasure. Congratulations on the progress you've made with your business already. It's been great to hear your journey. One last question, if I may. If anybody's interested in One Consulting and potentially working with you or introducing somebody else, what might be a sensible kind of first step, would you say?
I think give us a call. We're open to any kind of discussions, whether you're a social housing provider, working local government, NHS, any of the sectors that we're currently working, but also other organisations as well that you may feel that, I really, really want to kind of improve the way that I deliver service, or I need some assurance around the way that we're doing things, or, I need to look at, have we got any risks within our business? So give us a call and we can do that initial discovery kind of chat, really. And, we do offer a service called Advice on Tap, which is a free service for a certain period of time. Give us a call. We can have a chat about that. We can come in to see you and give you some free consultancy for maybe half a day and just see where you're at and give you some idea about some, a bit more detail around the services that we offer and how they can help you, but also help you to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for as well.
Very good. Well, we will add your website, your URL to the videos. And sounds like you got some good new testimonials on there, so that'd be good to share those. So once again, thanks ever so much for your time, your input, and sharing your story, Steve, and all the very best with One Consulting.
Thanks, Kerry. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Bye for now. All the best.
All right.